So this is the cassette of a right side window of a left side drive Volvo C70 Cabrio first generation. You can see here we're setting up the cables to be round around this regulator here. This is the outside. This is where the window fits in on these brackets here. Screws in, plate screws in and holds the window, and it goes up and down. On this is the outside, and here's the front. You always tell the front if you're in doubt, because there's an extra bolt fixed there at the front. What I'm going to attempt to show you now is how to get this cable around one of the pulleys. This is the one I have difficulty on. This pulley up here has been, let's put it up here. Okay, move on. Has been replaced. This was all mashed up, and as this whole cassette is welded together, the only way to deal with it was to drill a bolt, and that is an 8mm, and we'll take that out to do that cable there. But I'll just attempt to show you how to do this trickiest cable here. These cables are done using the little notch on the side there. You just feed the cable into the notch or out of the notch if you want to take it out, and you can slip it through. But this is a tricky one. It doesn't have a notch, but what it does have, it has a little dimple, right? And I've already done the one side, but I have got to do a second side here. So you line up the dimple with the edge of the cassette, and then you really need some sort of plectrum, a piece of plastic. You don't want to use a screwdriver or any metal part because you might screw up the cable, right? So I'm going to attempt to see if I can do this other one. I'll just set this thing up. No, can't do that. Right, okay. Set the dimple up. Put that little plectrum in there. And you use two nice pliers or maybe a screwdriver, and it comes through, and then it jumps out. I think that's in. Yes. So, we're recording. Oh no. Word or two about orientation. This is the regulator. This is the inside. It goes like that on the motor. You have to notice these three legs here, they're actually with rubber underneath. There's also a piece of rubber missing here, and that'll be screwed to the inside panel on the door, and then this crossover cable will go behind so this regulator is now in position to be screwed to the inner side of the door panel. And this cable pulling the window up, the short cable, should be in line with the motor, right? So it uses this port here, and the long cable will be used about, in this one, it's about 150 degrees. So the last one on this side, or the first one, is whatever you want to see it. So one of the fittings wasn't right on this set I got on the internet for Volvo replacement cables. So I fashioned one that fit, because this holder here wasn't suitable for this piece. And in order to get rid of the old one, the only thing I could think of was burning it. Just moving it on back and forward to make sure I don't damage the cable. So this was fashioned from the old set. So, gone around with the grease, with toothbrush. Just grease up. Taking the back of the regulator off. I've already removed the old gear wheel, which we're going to fit in here. I lined it all up, and then put a spring on and the shoe on one side, and do that spring with the shoe here. And that will feed into one side of the motor here, of the gear wheel, and this is the other side. That'll be with the spring. Where's it gone? There's a spring, and there's a shoe.